Welcome back to Top 5.
The sun dipped low on the horizon, casting a fiery glow over the arena that had been fashioned for the Who Will Win tournament, anime edition. The massive structure loomed over the battleground, a blend of steel and natural elements that captivated the intense audience below. Spectators had gathered not only for entertainment but to witness a clash of powerhouses. In this inaugural round, two titans faced off, Ichigo Kurosaki, the Soul Reaper ranked 27, and Father Pucci, the 6th-ranked near-omnipotent priest from the world of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. As the bell rang, an echo throughout the arena signaled the start of their fateful bout. Ichigo stood firm, his iconic orange hair rustling slightly in the wind. He wore his Shinigami uniform, the crossed white and black insignia emphasizing his identity as a protector of souls. Clenching Zangetsu tightly, he could already sense the intensity of Pucci's stand, made in heaven, lurking nearby. Though he had faced powerful foes before, this battle felt different. Across the battlefield, Pucci wore his signature priest garb, a serene smile playing on his lips. He understood the stakes, the extrapolation of time and fate lay within his mastery of the stand that sped up time itself. "You too seek to transcend, Ichigo," he called out, his voice smooth yet unsettling. "But let me show you what the accelerated flow of destiny can do." With a flick of his wrist, Pucci activated his stand, the world around them shimmering with an otherworldly glow. Time began to shift as the air thickened, seconds twisted into an unrecognizable state. For most, this would be disorienting, but Ichigo had faced the concept of time manipulation before. His resolve burned even brighter beneath the pressure. In a rush, Ichigo surged forward, rhythmic beats of his heart matching the clang of his feet against the ground. Aiming a slash at Pucci's torso, he moved like a wraith, his Shuinpa technique elevating his speed. Pucci, however, merely smiled. It was as if he anticipated every movement. As Ichigo's blade sliced through the air, Pucci dodged effortlessly, a step back, and he was gone. In his place, a momentary distortion appeared where time had bent. "You are strong, but your will is forfeit to the inevitability of fate," Pucci taunted, his voice echoing around the arena even as he vanished from Ichigo's sight. Ichigo, keeping his focus, shifted to a defensive stance. He anticipated an attack, and instead, he felt the world draw tight around him. The gust of wind heralding an incoming strike. A flurry of punches cascaded upon him. Each blow carried the weight of accelerated time. Pucci moved several beats ahead of Ichigo's awareness, landing strikes that staggered the Soul Reaper. "I won't back down." Ichigo gritted through the agony, gripping Zangetsu tighter. He unleashed a Getsuga Tensho, a massive wave of spiritual energy that surged towards Pucci with unrelenting force. The energy sliced through the distortion. The ground trembled as the destructive force roared forward, obliterating everything in its path. But the priest merely unfolded his hands, breath steady, the power of Made in Heaven allowing him to dictate the flow of time. "Time to leap ahead," he murmured, warping the incoming attack into a future that never manifested. Ichigo watched in frustration as his wave of raw power dissipated into nothingness, further indicating the threat that Pucci posed. But he knew he couldn't give up. Channels of spiritual energy surged around him. He felt the spirit force. "Bankai!" he shouted as the symbol of his transformation erupted through the air. The arena darkened momentarily, the overwhelming energy radiated from him, transforming Ichigo's sword into its massive, cleaver-like form. He had embraced the raw power of his Shinigami lineage. Time was no longer an obstacle in the grand scheme of battle. With renewed vigor, Ichigo charged at Father Pucci. "You want to see fate," he declared. "Let's test your limits." He unleashed a series of slashes, each one imbued with condensed spiritual pressure, carving through the air with lethal intent. In response, Pucci activated Made in Heaven again, warping reality to evade. He anticipated Ichigo's every swing, but the Soul Reaper's raw power was more unpredictable than he expected. Each attack carried a weight of desperation and resolve, pushing the limitations of both combatants. The two moved like forces of nature, Ichigo's fiery spirit clashing with Pucci's chilling determinism. They exchanged blows, Ichigo utilizing his extensive experience in combat, while Pucci applied mind-bending tactics to dodge and weave around the onslaught. With every passing second, the air thickened with tension, the combat became frantic, pushing Ichigo to unleash everything he had. Each missed blow now sharpened his observations. He began to adapt. Through sheer willpower, he learned to predict Pucci's movements, his instincts dictating the rhythm of fighting, opening opportunities where none seemed to exist. Finally, one decisive moment arrived. With a pulse of rage and determination, Ichigo launched a crushing downward strike at the very core of Pucci's stand. The air whistled around him as he let loose an unparalleled Getsuga Tensho charged with the essence of his will. But even as the energy clashed with Pucci, as it seemed to hurtle the priest back, there came an overwhelming sense of time collapsing. Time began to unravel in that moment, pure chaos erupted around them, and Ichigo faltered for the briefest of seconds, facing the wrath of fate coiled against him. "I am the embodiment of destiny," Pucci screamed as he thrust his palm outward, creating a surging wave of compressed time rippling back toward Ichigo. And so, in one monumental instant, the clash of their wills, skills, and destinies collided on the battlefield, an embodiment of life and death, a moment neither could manipulate nor escape.